I'm so caffeinated right now. Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm the Witch of Wonderlust. Today it is a long-awaited video, and we are talking about spell dolls, magical dolls, and poppets. Basically, just magical dolls. I may be kind of all over the place today because I have had like 3 cups of coffee and I am so caffeinated. I'm so jittery. It's like another one of those days that I'm just like ready to take on Satan. So I'm trying to tone down the caffeine level. So this is only a medium caffeine because I'm not ready to totally give up caffeine today quite yet. But it's a medium caffeine. I've iced it. It's an oolong tea that I got in my Sips by box for this month. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, because if I try to pronounce it and I get it wrong, I think I'm gonna cry. I know some of y'all are gonna be like, why are you so caffeinated, Olivia? Look, life has thrown some bullshit at me and I'm tired, okay? So I'm drinking this milk oolong. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm not gonna try, but it's by David's Tea, and I will link all of that down below. If you are interested in getting your Sips by box, that monthly box that gives you all kinds of different personalized tea every single month, I have a discount code for you. It's right here. I love this subscription box so much. All right, so in this video, I'm talking about spell dolls, or magical dolls. Dolls used in magic. What is a magic doll? What is a poppet, a spell doll? A magical doll is a form of sympathetic magic. Sympathetic magic is using an item to represent your target or your current or whatever you're performing the spell on or for. A doll would be representing a specific person, or you could have a picture of a person or a place or a pet. It's really just an item to represent something else. Magical dolls have been used in religious and spiritual practices for a very, very long time. The oldest magical dolls that have been found date back to the ancient Egyptians and Greece. And of course, thanks to Hollywood, now the most famous kind of magical doll is the voodoo doll, and it's been demonized, so most times people think voodoo doll, they think of baneful magic, and this is very much not the case. If you actually look into the practices using a magical doll, it's more in the form of to heal than it is to harm. One of the most important things about spell dolls is that because it's a sympathetic magic, you want to tie your item, or I guess in this case your doll, to the person that you are representing as much as you can, or as strongly as you can. So in this way, you would use a taglock. A taglock is something that directly connects the target and the spell together. So this is where things like pieces of hair come in, or pieces of clothing, a picture, a full name, a birth date, or even just a signature. Linking your current to the actual spell doll is going to make the spell have that extra oomph. So this is why if you don't have something like a piece of hair or clothing or nail clippings or whatever, you can always just use a full name and a birthday or a picture. Really quick, the pins that are commonly seen with the traditional voodoo doll, many people will think, well, that's to cause harm, when in actuality, it's actually to take away pain. So, you know, if I'm having a headache and you would be doing a spell doll for me, I would have pins in my head in the spell doll that you have made of me. And every day you would take away the pin for 3 days, 7 days, 9 days, whatever. And you would be taking away the pain from my headache or my migraine or things like that. So that is actually the basis. Now, yes, they can be used for harm, but that is not the only reason that pins would be involved in a spell doll. Okay, so this is the fun part. You can create your doll out of literally anything you can create a shape out of. So this can be paper, clay, Play-Doh. You can bake bread dolls or cookies, use fabric, use mud and let it dry out. If you can form it into a shape, you can use that. Now, filling your doll, you can just use regular stuffing along with the corresponding herbs or ingredients or taglocks that you decide to put in your doll. Of course, you can use corresponding colors, corresponding herbs, and you can add the taglocks on the outside or the inside. There's not really like any do or don't to this particular part. There's many ways to create a doll, so don't feel like you're limited in any way. Now goes on to activating the doll. It depends on what you believe personally, but there's multiple ways to activate the doll. Basically, you want to activate it to kind of take on that spirit of the person that you are activating it for. Basically, you just kind of want to put in that spirit into the doll. So there are totally different ways to do this. If you are from the Christian or Catholic belief, you can use holy water to baptize it. Another very common way is to literally breathe air into the doll. Or you can pray or chant over the doll, and you just want to be very specific. So something along the lines of, say I'm doing a spell doll for John Doe. I would be creating this doll and I would say, you are now John Doe. What you think, he thinks. What you feel, he feels. You embody the spirit of John Doe. So it is. So mote it be. Amen. Whatever works for you. And now you have your doll activated. And you want to be very careful with your doll, because now this doll has a little bit of the spirit of whoever you have put in there. So treat it as the person. You can talk to it as a person. When you are working with your doll, you can give it offerings that the person would enjoy. Or maybe you made a doll for your dog for protection. You can give the doll some of his favorite treats. So now that you have created and activated your doll, you want to keep it in a really safe place. So be this on your altar or maybe in a box. A lot of different spells will say to wrap it in silk or wrap it in a corresponding cloth and keep it under your bed. Really, it just kind of depends on what makes you feel right. So if you want to put it on your altar, or maybe it's something that you want to keep under your bed or put in a box and keep away, it's totally kind of up to your intent is for this doll and what you want out of it and where you feel like it would be best to keep it. So now that you are finished, say you have the manifestation that you wanted, or maybe you're just finished with the doll. The way I like to do it is I thank it for its work. I release the spirit. You can cleanse it in any way that you feel best, and just saying, Spirit, I release you. You are no longer needed. You are released from this doll, this body, this spell, whatever it may be. And then you take the doll apart. This is very important. Take the doll completely apart, but only do that after you deactivate the doll. So I have a couple of little spells for you. I have a couple of different spell dolls. Wow. I have a couple of different magical doll spells for you, and I've also linked the grimoire pages for the spell doll spells. One is a shelf doll, which basically has been used for sad friends or family, and you create the doll of the person. Personally, I will use chamomile for peace, coffee for energy, rosemary for protection, and lavender and clove. And then I will use a taglock of that person. So basically all it is you take that doll that you've created, you activate the doll, and then you set them on a shelf. Whenever that friend seems a little sad, you literally take that friend, give them a lift up and set them on a higher shelf, and you can chant or say anything, or you can just keep your intention in mind of lifting that person up. My other favorite one is, it's a really common one as well, is a decoy doll. So basically, say I'm going through a run of bad luck, which aren't we all? Just maybe it's just like weird bad luck that you're just like, why? You can create a doll of yourself, add the taglock, add a magnet, and put it in like a little box or on a plate or in a jar that has a good amount of salt on the bottom. The idea is that all of the bad luck or all of the negative energy that is geared towards you is going to be geared towards the spell doll instead of you. And then you can charge the salt underneath to absorb and ground any of the negative energy that the spell doll will be attracting and being a magnet for you and kind of being a decoy. So all of the bad luck goes to the decoy instead of you. So that's the idea. And in my perspective, it's worked generally well. I mean, obviously it doesn't like make your life perfect and make everything okay, but it's a good little pick-me-up when you're just like, any other thing that happens, I'm gonna scream. So maybe try those out. Let me know if those work out. There is just so much that you can do with spell dolls. It's just such a broad range. And I've also linked a few books down below that have helped me a lot and that are very interesting to read and check out. So if you want to look at those and get maybe some ideas of what you can make dolls out of, or how you can make them or how you can use them, they're really versatile, which I absolutely love, and they are so powerful. So when I do spells for myself, I will usually use a poppet of myself because I just feel like that helps so incredibly much. But that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you want to share the spell doll that you've created, make sure to use the hashtag Wonderlust Coven on Instagram, and I will see it there. You can share it with the community also on the online community of the Wonderlust Coven in my website, which is linked down below. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, the grimoire pages, these 2 particular spells are linked down below as well. Other than that, as always, best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.